Welcome, students, to Kilam University, where prosperity isn't just a dream, it's your divine birthright. Here, we believe that true education transcends textbooks and classrooms. We're about to embark on a journey that will give you a private education with a twist, teaching you what traditional institutions might leave out. From comprehensive estate planning to launching and nurturing your very own business from scratch, we promise you this. You're about to receive $1 million worth of game. As you navigate through our platform, you'll discover a treasure trove of past courses and webinars, complete with templates to guide you on your path to prosperity. If you feel the need to connect with Kilam directly, we've made it easy for you. Head to likeneverbefore.org or text private consult to 4805734879. That's 4805734879. And that's not all. Kilam is available on the Cameo app. Drop him a direct message or request a personalized video explanation. Simply go to cameo.com and search for Kilam. At Kilam University, your prosperity journey begins today. Welcome to where your future is created. Thank you for choosing Kilam University. Scroll on, and let's start this journey together.
But peace and love, peace and love. You're now walking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam. As always, prosperity is your divine birthright. So again, you're poor because you chose to be poor. You're poor because your whole life you thought about nothing but poor shit. Your whole life is a choice. And everything you've been thinking about led you up to this second right here, right now. Don't you agree? Look at their life, and that's as far as they can take you. You can get nothing as advice for nothing. You can get nothing as advice for nothing. So quit hanging around nothing as people. You can ask your parents questions for free. So ask your parents. Ask your parents questions for free so you can get some nothing as advice from your parents. And see how far that fucking takes you. So I want you to know, if I'm not Google, I'm not Google. So don't ask me. Google's fucking free. Go get your nothing as advice. If Google can answer all the questions and give you the tricks, you'd fucking be rich then. Everybody be rich, correct? Shut the fuck up when you see somebody like me in your presence. That's all I'm saying. This is for my school. I always hop on for the live, for the public, for you motherfuckers that don't understand workman is worthy of his hire. But if you find this information of value, the Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio. You can tap into my online private community by clicking the link in the bio, school.com/DONKILAM. You can text private line to 480-573-4879. Yes, I have 2 degrees in law. I did go to law school. I might pull out all them degrees for you, some transcripts, if that's what the fuck y'all want to see, but not today. Tap in. I'm about to give y'all some motherfucking valuable game. Understand, when you're operating in commerce, y'all keep coming as the consumer. The consumer gets no love in this game. The investors do. You understand? The investors do. You want to be an investor, not a consumer. Consumers consume. A lot of people are already out here, they don't understand. First of all, court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. So if it's not a court with a delegation of authority, the DOA, delegation of authority from Congress, it's always a tax issue. Debt means an amount owed to the United States. Debt means an amount owed to the United States. So anytime you claim a debt, that means you're property of the United States. It's that simple. And no ands, ifs, buts about this. This is the simplest fucking form. You're not an investor when you're using birth certificates. You're not an investor when you're using the state ID. You're not an investor when you're using Social Security trust account number. That's putting you in the lowest status that there can be. The lowest status that there can be. You never want to claim to be a beneficiary. When you're using a Social Security number, it's Social Security benefits. The Social Security by is the beneficiary of a trust or an insurance policy. You're always acting as the beneficiary. Only the trustees have power of a trust. Only trustees have power. And this is why it seems like the government has power. A trustee has the authority for managing and administering a trust, according to the instructions in accordance with state law, depending on how the trust was established. They're considered a fiduciary, meaning they are held to a high standard of care and owe certain duties to the beneficiaries. But I'm telling you, the Social Security Trust is an administrative act. The Social Security is an act, a legislative act. That means a public act. That means it's part of the public sector. That means it's legislative. That means it's not set up for you. It's set up to benefit the government every which way you look at it. It's designed for the public sector, the part of the economy that's controlled by the government. The Social Security number, the Social Security Trust, the Social Security Trust Act, the Social Security Act, it's set up for the government. It's a legislative act. It was created for the government. It's created for the public sector. It's not going to benefit you. There's no law book. There's no history book. There's no religious book that ever said that the government was going to create something that would benefit you. Let me know if this is making sense. I'm glad it's making sense. Everybody's dropping 100s. It's set up for the public. Entrepreneurs invest in themselves. They understand ROI, the return of interest, the return. What's the rate of return? You understand? I'm really in the private sector. I'm really out here moving things. And you still say, oh, $1,500 for a call is too much. That means you are hanging around broke motherfuckers. That means your life fucking sucks if you think $1,500 is a lot of money. Newsflash, it's 2024. It's 2024. I remember when I was 19, I was working to make $1,000 a week at 19. Now I'm looking at $1,000 a day ain't enough. $10,000 a week, $40,000 a month, that ain't not shit. That's not shit. You're poor. You make $40,000 a month, you're fucking poor. You're not changing nothing in the world. You have no voice in the world. That 400, that's not even $500,000. That's not even $500,000 a year. You can't do shit in this world with $500,000 a year. I pissed that I spend $20,000 a month just in fucking having fun, taking care of people. The private sector is the part of the national economy that's not under direct government control. You got a net worth for 20 million, you're still poor. You can't even liquidate. You can't even get 10 million unless you're worth about 10 to 15 million. You gotta have a net worth of 10 to 15 million in your portfolio before you can liquidate to $1 million. But y'all don't understand that because y'all not in the rooms. Y'all not having those conversations. These are the conversations I have because prosperity is my divine birthright. I understand the importance to be a foreigner. Shit, how much foreign aid did Ukraine get? And y'all still chasing the birth certificate. I'm chasing being a foreigner, creating my own foreign country. Shit, let's just look at the foreign aid bill. Shit. Foreign Assistance Act. Let's go. How much they give Ukraine? 54 billion. Goddamn. I wonder what their credit score was. $54 billion. But y'all crying about a social security number. It's important to note that the 175 billion total, only 175 billion directly aids the government of Ukraine. God damn. It says Western nations have pledged more than 380 billion in aid. Wow. But y'all worried about a credit score? You understand? I'm after the foreign aid. I'm after because I understand I'm foreign to the United States government. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Because if you owe a debt, that's an amount owed to the United States. That's 28 USC, section 3. Debt, an amount that's owing to the United States. Look it up on your own if you think I'm lying. You think I'm a scam. You don't want to think you owe a fucking debt because you want to be a consumer. I don't want to be no fucking consumer. That means you're a debtor. Debtor means a person who is liable for a debt. I'm not a person. What's a person? It includes a natural person, an individual Indian, a corporation, a partnership, an unincorporated association, a trust, an estate, or any other public or private entity, including a state or local government. A person is a state or local fucking government. So when you're looking at the government, it's just a fucking person. And that person can be you when you take the role of it. When you want to take claim of the birth certificate, when you want to take claim of the ID, the social security number. State means any of the several states, the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Commonwealth of Northern Marinas, or any other territory or possession of the United States. The United States means a federal corporation or an agency or an instrumentality of the United States. A fucking instrumentality. Let's just look up that word, instrumentality. So an instrument can be fucking. Let's look up the law definition. It says the quality or state of being instrumental or an agency. Let me look up the law definition. The method used to accomplish an action. This is according to WEX, Legal Information Institute. Instrumentality is the method used to accomplish an action. Instrumentalities appear in constitutional law, especially with regards to the Commerce Clause and business law. God damn. So United States means federal corporation. So this is why I tell people, you need to understand what is a holding company. Understand that these people that come in with the Social Security number, they're withholding agents from the trust. You signed up for the public trust. You can sign up for the family trust and have the family trust take out certain portions of your labor for them. Understand what a holding company is. A holding company is a company whose primary purpose is holding and controlling interest in the securities of other companies. I've been teaching holding companies as long as I've been down in Kilam. A holding company is a company whose primary purpose and primary business is holding a controlling interest in the securities of other companies. A holding company usually does not produce goods or services itself. Its purpose is to own stock of other companies from a corporate group. A holding company. You have the holding company create a special purpose vehicle. Your name is a special purpose vehicle. Your name is a special purpose vehicle. He says this is a lot to Google. And that's why I'm telling you, if you don't want to put in the time, you don't put in the effort, you won't have to pay and invest in your private education. It's called trustee training. And every true trustee, every true entrepreneur knows they have to invest in their private education. They will invest to get in the right rooms. They will invest to get around the right people. They will sacrifice that. They will do what it must to get their family ahead. It's that simple.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur. Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
So a holding company, you got to start there. United States is a holding company. They turn your name into something called a special purpose vehicle. The United States is under bankruptcy. For those who don't know, there are two kinds of debt. United States owns the bankrupt. United States is under bankruptcy, and the Social Security Trust Fund owns a significant portion of the U.S. national debt. 24.5 trillion debt held by the public. God knows what's going on. So what they do is they create a bankruptcy remote vehicle. That's your name. They convert your name into this. A special purpose vehicle is a subsidiary, which is children. The parent company is the holding company, and then the subsidiary is like the child. So a special purpose vehicle is a subsidiary created by a parent company to isolate financial risk. It is also called a special purpose entity, a SPE. Its legal status as a separate company makes its obligations secure, even if the parent company goes bankrupt. A special purpose vehicle is sometimes referred to as a bankruptcy remote entity for this reason. So when you create your holding company, you create a corporation, you do the same exact thing. You create something called a special purpose vehicle. All right. A lot of people don't know this. They don't understand it. They don't understand how to maneuver. They're probably lost right now. But what's next is even better. When you create these holding companies, special purpose vehicles, you have to understand private placements. Because when you create company stock and company shares, you can create a private placement. And this is a sale of your private stock or bonds to pre-selected investors and institutions rather than publicly on the open market. It's an alternative to an initial public offering for a company seeking to raise capital for expansion. Private placements are regulated by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission under Regulation D. Investors invited to participate in private placement programs include wealthy individual investors, banks, and other financial institutions, mutual funds, insurance companies, and pension funds. And it's easy to do this. You get something called a transfer agent, a special agent. Now, this is private life. This is stuff they're not teaching you. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Y'all don't understand the private life. The private life. This is exactly what's going on. And I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna break it down because what's going on, you understand what asset-backed security is, mortgage-backed securities. These notes get securitized in something called asset-backed securities. Your credit cards, your car loans, your car leases, I don't care what it is. You're getting securitized. It's called securitization. You run a forensic audit on the account, and you'll be able to break down exactly what is going on. So you can look up what an asset-backed security is. Let me go ahead and give y'all the definition because most of y'all lazy anyways. Y'all think Don Kilam is supposed to do everything for you. Drop a donation. Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. Jim Cooper's radio. That's the Cash App. So I think Don Kalan's supposed to do everything for you. So an asset-backed security is a type of financial investment that is collateralized by an underlying pool of assets, usually ones that generate a cash flow from debt, such as loans, leases, credit card balances, or receivables. It takes the form of a bond or note, paying income at a fixed rate. So when you go down and see, because a lot of people don't understand securitization. Y'all think y'all filing UCC1 for what? That's not no freedom tool. What did you securitize? You don't understand business. You know, you don't have to, when you put a UCC1, you're pledging your assets to the public sector. You're pledging assets to the public sector. That's the part of the economy that the government controls. You can only control what you create. These ain't your forms. So asset-backed securities, I learned what asset-backed securities were through mortgages. I learned about mortgage-backed securities first and how that was illegal, how the securitization was illegal. In a way, it's illegal because you don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? You're stuck in the dark. But it's really not illegal because you signed. You signed up for everything. You signed up for this shit. A lot of people don't understand that. You signed up for it. You know? So let me go ahead and go back to this. You got auto loans, ABSs. Look it up. Google it. Look up what an ABS is. A lot of people going around. So my biggest pet peeve is a lot of people think that the UCC1 is a freedom tool. What are you securitizing? And why would you put why would you make any asset you have and put it in the public interest attached to your name? A lot of people not understanding that the Social Security number is a trust account that does not hand down anything to future generations. It's a trust. It's a public trust. And it's not, you cannot hand down your Social Security number to your next of kin when you die. When you die, it's over with. And I hope that makes sense. And that's what a lot of people's not understanding. They're sitting there, they're chasing these things. They're chasing their signs, their symbols. You have to create your own. Baby land deeds, tribal birth certificates, family Bibles, baby patents of nativity, affidavits of birth. These are things you can really look up. You know, they got their own affidavit of birth with the Department of the State to get a passport. But you have to, before you do anything, any of these things, you have to you have to cancel all these previous powers of attorney and shit. Cancel out the previous powers of attorney. Department of the State, OMB control number 1405-0132. Birth affidavit. And I seen their own forms in Texas and other states. Birth affidavit, affidavit of birth. Minnesota got one. Santa Clara got one for out of hospital births. If you didn't have a baby in the hospital, man, that's powerful right there. Affidavit of birth information for out of hospital births. So that's what a doula would sign. You know, that's lit. What are the Amish doing? You think they have birth certificates? And that's how I think. So when you look up credit card receivables, these are also ABSs. Every time you pay a credit card, you're really investing into a security. And that's what a lot of people's not knowing because they don't understand business. That's why I suggest creating your own SPV, your own special purpose vehicle, and then create your own holding company, your own SPV, and then look into what a private placement is. Look into a private placement is a sale of securities to a pre-selected number of individuals and institutions. If you got private shares within a company, You could sell these private shares. If your company isn't public, selling shares can be complicated. Learn how to sell stocks in a private company through tender offers and secondary transactions. Owning stock in the company you work for is a great perk, but even when the company is successful, it can take years before you can turn your equity into cash. Typically, employee shareholders have to wait until their company goes public or gets acquired before they can sell their private stock. However, some companies offer early access to liquidity through a secondary transaction called a secondary transaction. I'm giving y'all $1 million worth of game right here. Secondary markets or secondary transaction. So a private secondary transaction gives shareholders of private companies an opportunity to liquidate some or all their shares. Liquidity can allow early investors to secure a return on their investment and give employees a chance to cash in their equity compensation before an exit event, such as an initial public offering, an IPO, or acquisition. This is what's going on when you start learning and understanding the game. So when it comes to these ABSs that we were speaking of, this happens in court too. This is everything that's happening. When it goes to court, everything is going to get appointed and go to the district courts. All right. The notes are then pulled together. They become securities, which are yet to be pulled together and sold as bonds. All right. And said bonds there has to be a lien on the bonds. And so if you got a car, the lien's on the car. If you're in court, the lien is on you. It's on your name. It's on you. It's on your body. The birth certificate puts it on your body. The ID puts it on your body. You understand? This is what creates the security for the lien. That's the promissory note in the security agreement. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's game right there. That's game. And that's what's going on. The securitization method. That's what I call it. So, first you need to understand what a trust company is. A trust company is a legal entity that acts as a fiduciary, an agent, or trustee on behalf of a person. I'm going to say it again, acts as a fiduciary, an agent, or trustee. So courts can be a trust company. They're your fiduciaries. They act as your agents. So we call agencies. That's why you have agencies and attorneys. All right. Now, on behalf of a person or business for the purpose of administration, management, and the eventual transfers of assets to a beneficial party. The trust company acts as a custodian for trust, estates, custodian agreements, asset management, stock transfers, beneficial ownership registration, other related arrangements. The reason why I bring this up is because after you have your business created, in order to create a PPM, you're going to need something called a transfer agent. A transfer agent is a trust company, a bank, or similar institution assigned by a corporation for the purposes of maintaining the investor's financial records and tracking each investor's account balance. The transfer agent records transactions, cancels and issues certificates, processes investor mailing, and handles a host of other investor problems, including reissuing lost or stolen certificates. Now, so the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody that's in the public, they're using public transfer agents, all right? And they're using public withholding agents for the trust. And that's what's going on. A transfer agent plays a vital role in acting as a liaison between the company's register and the investor. They're the liaison. And a lot of people are using the trustees as the government. Stock transfer agents make sure stockholders receive dividend payments in a timely manner. A transfer agent is a trust company, bank, or similar institution assigned by a corporation for the purpose of maintaining investors' financial records. Traditionally, when investors purchased a security, they received a physical paper certificate. Today, transfer agents issue certificates in book entry form. And I'm telling you, there's all types of different agents. We got sports agents, we got special agents. When you're in court, you got special agents. These are things you need to understand when you're operating in business, because you make your name a business. Your name, you do exactly what they do. They made your name a special purpose entity. And they're issuing private stocks and shares on your shit. You have to learn how to take control and do the same thing. All right. Trusts are managed for profit, which it may take out of the assets annually upon transfers to the beneficial third party. Now, listen, as an individual investor who buys or owns securities, you typically have several ways in which you can hold your securities. Options include holding in your street name, which is book entry form through an intermediary, such as a broker-dealer or a registered ownership form in your own name. Also sometimes referred to as the record ownership. Your securities held in registered ownership form can be represented by a physical certificate or can be a book entry form at the company, also called the issuer or its transfer agent. Transfer agent again. And this is coming from the United States Stocks Exchange and Commission, Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. In general, the term book entry simply means that you do not receive a physical representation of ownership, such as a paper security certificate. Transfer agents work for the security issuer to record changes of ownership, maintain the issuer's security holder records, cancel and issue certificates, and distribute dividends. Transfer agents are usually banks or trust companies, but sometimes a company acts as its own transfer agent. Transfer agents are required to be registered with the SEC, or if the transfer agent is a bank, with a bank regulatory agency. You need a transfer agent. The Computer Share acts as transfer agents or registered to a range of U.S. companies. For these companies, registered shareholders can manage their own holdings directly under an online platform. It's called computershare.com. They have an investment center. Now, your broker intermediary should then instruct the depository trust company to electronically transfer the shares of stock from the DTC's nominee acting on behalf of the brokerage intermediary to your own name at the share. If you do not already have an account, you can register at the Investor Center for free online. $1 million worth of game right here. You need to tap in. You need to tap in. Understanding what so look, only thing I want people to understand today is, what is a stock transfer agent? The stock transfer agent acts as the official record keeper for publicly traded companies to track the individuals' entities that own stock and bonds in the company, as well as many units each investor owns. Most transfer agents are banks or trust companies, but a company may also act as its own transfer agent. While the function requires a stock transfer agent in the U.S., it's called a share registry or transfer agency in other parts of the world. Holding companies is where it starts. And then this is when you're going to need a medallion signature guarantee, the medallion signature stamp, to transfer securities. And it all starts with just setting up your holding company, learning how to get a PPM, all right? You start off with a PPM when first you create a special purpose entity, a special purpose vehicle, then private placement accounts. You got to get you a private placement account. And a private placement is a sale of stock, shares, or bonds to pre-selected investors. All right. And then you're going to get you a transfer agent to sell these things. All right. Anytime you create a business, and it's that simple, make your name a business. That's why I said make your name a business. This is how it's all going down. This is what they're doing on you. Start looking up the securitization process. A lot of people not understanding this. A lot of people not understanding what's going on. This is why you need to tap in with your private fucking prosperity with Don Kilam. Tap in and tune in and text private life to 480-573-4879. These are things we can go over, because I need y'all to understand, because going into the next phase of Don Kilam, where I'm taking the people that want to be multi-billionaires, because this is how it's happening, you're going to have to learn what a withholding agent is. You're going to have to learn how to be foreign. You're gonna have to learn what holding companies are. You're gonna have to learn what special agents are, and you're gonna have to learn what transfer agents are. All right, you're gonna learn how to be able to create your own private shares and stocks from your own corporations. All right, you gotta learn what the securitization process truly is and what represents. What gives you real? How can you hand down real wealth? How is Warren Buffett one of the richest men on earth? Because of private shares. Because of shares, public and private. Same way with same way with Elon Musk, private and public. Same way with Jeff Bezos, private and public shares and stocks. This is what you have to understand. And this is how the government is thriving on you. And you got to learn how to be foreign to this in order to access what's due to you. To learn to access the world, you have to learn what foreign aid is. You have to learn how to be foreign and be foreign to the United States corporation. That's all I got to say about that, man. Tap into the school.com/Don Kalam, school.com/Don Kalam, because this is what it's about. Or you can text private line to 480-573-4879. I don't know how many of y'all been on here, but let me know if it makes sense, man. Let me know where you tapped in and tuned in from. Let me know if it makes sense. There's so much game. This shit's really not for the public. I'm trying to tell you. I want to drop some more, but there's so much I can't really reveal to the public. I'm working on something. They keep trying to block it. They don't want me to reveal it to the public. And basically, it's just understanding that the Social Security number is for a benefit. It's a benefit account. It's a Sister KVI account, and it's that simple. Sister KVI use. That means it's only for beneficiary use. And when you claim the beneficiaries on it, when you claim to be the beneficiary on it, that's putting the government as your trustee. That's putting the government in control of your assets. You cannot hand down wealth through the Social Security number. You cannot hand down the Social Security trust. You cannot hand out to the next generation. It dies with you. So as you put an asset in the Social Security trust, you could be sued for it. It can be taken from you. And that's all I'm getting at, So tap in and tune in with your private prosperity, man.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kalam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kalam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kalam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kalam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.